Hey, great Wednesday morning, everyone. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. That's right, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona again today, working with the great group from Phoenix Mobile Home and just excited with what we got done yesterday, getting into a new day today. But of course, we start off every morning coming in here and just sharing the word with you, getting you some information to get your day going off right. What we do every morning with our 15 minutes to mastery, if in case this is your first time checking it out, we give you a little quote. We apply it to life, we apply it to business, and we get you going on your day because the world beats us up each and every day. So it's important how we start our day and that we focus on the right things. So that's why we come in here and we do it. Now, today's quote, check this out. It's crucial. Everything that we share on here obviously is crucial, but this one in particular, right? Because here's the thing. Now I'm talking to you sales consultants out there. I'm talking to you manufactured home sales consultants or any type of sales that you're in. All right. Overcoming objections is so critical today in this market with the way things are right now, with rates being what they are. And yes, they've come down a little bit. Customers are getting used to that higher rate at this point in time. However, you're still getting the objections, and it's still a market in which it is a buyer's market. And so you need to be better prepared to deal with the objections that come your way. And there are too many housing consultants that still just use the same old line each and every time they get the objection, no matter what the objection is, or they're going straight for trying to reduce the price because they're trying to just make it a transaction. And you forget the fact that you're trying to sell a home. And that's where you lose the business. So if you want to overcome objections, you've got to be prepared for them, right? So today's quote's very, very crucial to what it is that we do. Check this out. It says, overcoming objections is a mindset, then a skill set. All right. Need you to wrap your head around that. Overcoming objections is a mindset first, and then it's a skill set. All right. So, what does that mean? Check this out. All right. Too many people in sales, and especially when I'm traveling the country, I'm running and dealing with different sales people, too many sales consultants, okay, look at objections in a manner of it's part of the business. You understand it's part of the business, but they don't prepare to deal with those objections in the proper way. They don't get ready for these objections. You know what objections are coming your way. You know the standard. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my spouse. I've got to go shop around. You know all of these, but you're using the same line that you've been using over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, God knows how long. And you think that it's going to work. You think that it's going to get you the business. And in reality, folks, it's not. And you know why? Because that's our mindset. Our mindset is it's not allowing us to make up overcoming objections an important thing. We think that there's so much business out there, which there is. There is. I'm not denying that. There is a lot of business out there, but we think that it's just about getting the customer in the door, and then we're going to show them some houses. Then they're going to pick a house, and we're going to make a deal on this. Overcoming objections, as the quote says, is a mindset. You have to understand that it's not only just part of what we do, but it's important how we do it. That's the second part of the mindset. The mindset has to be that you are going to be the best prepared person to overcome objections. Your mindset needs to be that of, I need to be better at overcoming objections so that I can help these clients get out of their own way, because that's all it is, folks. Those objections are just them getting in their own way. They came to you because they want to buy a home. They came to you because they have the need for a home. They just hadn't seen the value, or they're nervous about what it is that they're about to get themselves into. And so they're giving you the Heisman, right? And they're telling you, hey, we're going to think about it. And then you probably come up with the next line, which is either, okay, great. Well, here's my card. Let me know when you guys are ready. Or what do you need to think about, right? And we're losing the fact that probably an hour before that, we should have already known how to overcome this objection had we figured out the main reason why they're buying the house. But getting back to the point at hand, overcoming objections is a mindset. It starts first with a mindset. How do you feel about objections? How do you feel about overcoming objections? How do you feel about preparing to overcome objections? That is why I'm going to be very, very clear here. All right. And I'm going to grab something while I'm doing this. That is why I took the time to be able to create the full house training cards for you so that you had, I thought I had one in my bag here. I should have had it here next to me. Our full house training cards, okay, how to overcome top 50 objections in manufactured home sales, were created because of the mindset that I have around objections, which is we must be prepared to overcome them, and specifically for that objection, not using the same line in every objection. All right. And so that's why each one of those have its own word track form that is specific to that objection. And it's also, how are you addressing the objection, right? This is where the skill set comes in. First, it's a mindset. How do I feel about objections? How do you feel about objections? Are you preparing yourself for them? Do you train yourself for those things daily? Have you run across objections that are very common, but you just haven't taken the time to figure out how can I overcome that? That one comes up a lot. That one comes up a lot. And I'm never able to get the customer to just buy in with me. I always lose the customer. They walk out, or the majority of the time they walk out on me. If you're getting them to move forward with you, the majority of the time, you've got the right word track to overcome whatever objection that is. But what about the others that you run into? Because we know there's so many in this business. Heck, in the full house training card, we have over 50. We've got 50 of them just there. Are you prepared for them? And it's not just objections in the sales, folks. It's objections when you're on the phone with them, trying to get them in. It's objections when you're dealing with them on your ads, when they're responding to your ads. It's objections once you get them to buy in and you get the approval and they're trying to balk on you at the financing options. All of those objections, are you prepared to handle them in a manner that's going to be effective and efficient? And if not, then your mindset's not right when it comes to objections. And that's a common thing in our business, a common thing. Whether it's a newbie or it's somebody that tells me, I've been doing this a long time. We've been in this business 20 years, 30 years. You're out there. They're all out there, right? And yet we're letting so much business, so many people run through our hands, slide right through our fingertips that would have ended up purchasing from us. But we're still trying to sell the same way we were selling 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We've never taken, if you've been in this business 10 years, 5 years, and you haven't taken the time to truly analyze each of the different objections that you get and then come up with a response that's going to be effective and not a transactional response, not about the dollar, all right? You've got to hit them where it matters, and that's in here and in here. You first touch in here. And that has to do with why they're in your office in the first place, right? But all of that goes back to the mindset. Then the skill set comes into play. And how do we overcome objections? So I'm going to give you the 4 things that you need to do in order to overcome objections. Okay. And I'm going to put them in the chat here. All right. Number one. Okay. First, you must acknowledge, right? You're going to acknowledge the objection. Too many times. New salespeople, sales consultants, you hear an objection and you think about it, and then you either dismiss it, you want to ignore it because you want to pretend like it didn't happen, or you just skip over it because you're not paying attention. You need to acknowledge it to make them feel heard, to make them feel as though it's important to you, right? And I'm going to give you an example of how this all works here shortly. Then number two, all right, you must repeat the objection. When you repeat it, you're letting them know that you heard it. Okay. Then key point number 3. Okay. From there, you want to isolate the objection. You want to make sure that that is the only thing keeping them from moving forward today. And I'll tell you this, most times that first objection they gave you isn't even the real objection. It's not until you isolate and dig deeper that you find out what the real objection is. And that's why I say too many of you sales consultants out there let too much business slip by because you're not dealing with these objections with the right mindset and skill set. And you're trying to do this the same way each and every time. And then lastly, you want to close on the objection. So how does this work? Okay, acknowledge the objection. Hey, Caesar, sorry, man. We're going to need some time to think about this. You know what, Mr. Customer, I completely understand that you would want to take some time to think about this. I'm acknowledging it, right? And at the same time, right, I completely understand. I'm acknowledging the fact that he's got an objection, that you would need to think about it. I'm repeating it so that he knows that I heard him or her. Then isolate the objection. Let me ask you a question though, Mr. Customer. Other than needing to think about it, is there anything else keeping you from moving forward today with the purchase of the home? That's where hey man, is it just that you need to think about it? Or is there something else? Right? And guess what? Most of the time they may tell you, no, that's it. It's just that, when it's really not. And that's why it's so important that you dig deeper, right? And so when they tell you, no, that's the only thing, I just need to take some time to think about it, then you close on the objection. You overcome the objection with that, right? What's been my experience, Mr. Customer, that most of the clients that have bought from me in the past that have told me they need to think about it is simply because they really need to think about a few different things, whether it's, the home itself, the location of the home, the company that they're buying for, or maybe it's me, level with me. Did I do something to make you feel uncomfortable? Which one of the 4 is it? Right? Now I'm giving the customer the opportunity to really hone in and say, hey, you know what? It's this, man. I really don't like the house, because majority of the time it's the house. All right. There's something about it that's not exactly right. And then when they tell me what it is, now I'm moving into that. It's the home. Okay, well, tell me, Mr. Customer, what about this home? Because earlier you told me it was perfect for you, as long as we could change this and this. What else has happened? What else needs to happen? Or maybe is it your spouse that you think is not going to like a certain something about the house? Okay, or if it's the payment, right? Whatever it may be, now I'm moving on to that. But when I'm moving on to that, when they tell me what's the house, well, let me ask you this. Other than the house not being the right house, is there anything else keeping you from moving forward today? I'm using the same format each and every time. That is the skill set of overcoming objections. And too many housing consultants out there are just using the same old lines and trying to get over the objections in the same old way. And they're being left holding the bag more times than not, right? And so you want to make sure that you are doing everything that you can each and every time so that you can go ahead and get the business on the first visit. That's the most important thing, right? And that's why we do what we do here, to be able to help you overcome those objections, because it's so important. It's so important that you're able to get that done, because it's not even just about the sale, folks. It's about the fact that you're letting customers walk out of your office without doing what they came to do in the first place. They came to buy a home from you. They need a home. They have a reason for needing this home. And the fact that we're not prepared to deal with it in the manner that it is, we're letting them down. We're letting them down. And then in that case, sending them off on their way without them accomplishing the thing that they were after. So we need to get better, and we need to change our mindset around objections. We need to be able to do what we've got to do to help these folks. And that means that you need to prepare. You need to prepare to overcome these objections. And that's why we have the Full House training cards. All right. You can get those. You can go to the website, get them, Manufactured Home Sales Mastery /Full House. Get those ordered. Get a deck for each and every member of your team so that you all can train and spend 15 minutes a day, just like we do this each and every day. You spend 15 minutes a day training on overcoming objections, and you will become a master at overcoming objections in a matter of a few short months. But it takes daily training. It takes intentional training. It takes having the mindset that I am going to become the best at overcoming objections, because it's not only going to help me and my family and my company, but more importantly, it's going to help those families that are coming in to try and get a home. And that is who we're here to serve. So I invite you, get on out on the website today, manufacturedhomesales.mastery.com /Full House, and get your Full House training cards ordered today so that you can get them in the mail. We got a little special, something extra that you get for free with that each and every time. Actually, you get two things for free. You get one up front, and you get another once the cards arrive to you. So get in there, place your order today, get them for yourself so we get them shipped out to you, and you can make 2024 your best year yet, and you can be the best closer on the block in your area, in your market, in your company, in your state, and take your career, your business, and your life to a whole new level, because that's what we're here to do for you at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your Wednesday. Go out there, kick some butt, and I'll see you back in here tomorrow morning, Thursday at 8:15 with another 15 minutes to mastery. You guys have a great day. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.